we're going to dive into something right now that probably wasn't on your to-do list, but is absolutely game-changing. That is identifying your fears and doubts. Now, you might be thinking, Erin, I have no doubts. Let's just do the thing. And I totally get it. But for many of us, the first step in creating a new VA business means that you're likely transitioning from an employee to a business owner. And that change is not just changing your title. It is transforming the way that you work and think. So your mindset sets the tone for everything in your business, and it's going to set the tone for everything in this program. Your mindset can influence everything you do, from how you interact to your clients to how you handle challenges. And if you jump into the content without addressing any of these latent negative thoughts, you actually run the risk of sabotaging your business before you even start. I made kind of a silly metaphor. Think of your mindset like a garden. Your positive thoughts that you have about your business and yourself are like flowers. You're planting your flowers to grow a beautiful garden. Your negative thoughts that you have about yourself and your business are like weeds. And what do weeds do? They choke out the flowers. So we have to clear out the weeds from your mental garden to make room for your business to bloom. Let's identify any self-doubt or any negative thoughts that might be holding you back right now. And you don't have to write these down, but I want you to really think about the questions that I'm going to ask you. Do you worry that you're not experienced enough to start working with clients? Are you afraid of failing? And do you feel like you don't belong in this new role? That new role, of course, being a business owner. Next, I want you to challenge and reframe those thoughts. You might have more fears or self-doubts than I'm even tapping into. So if you're so inclined, I would love for you to open your workbook and write out some of those negative thoughts. While you're opening your workbook, I'll share with you some of my own limiting beliefs that I had when I started my VA business. My most prevailing fear that I had when I started this business was that I was not going to make enough money to pay my bills. Now, all those fears and worries were not only unfounded, but all it did was stress me out about a hypothetical situation that hadn't actually happened yet. And it really clouded my energy that I put into building my own business, my judgment. I procrastinated it a lot because I wasn't quite tapping into that fear and what it was that was holding me back. Pause the video if need be and write down some of your negative thoughts or feelings that you may have about starting your business now.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now that you have a few of those thoughts and doubts and fears written down, it's time to blow them up. We're going to break them apart by asking 3 questions per each fear. These questions are rooted in CBT psychology. They're meant to have you push back on your own fears and work through them. So the first question is this belief based on facts or feelings? Now, going back to that example I had where I said, my biggest fear is that I'm not going to make enough money to pay my bills. Is that based on facts or feelings? The fact that I had not even started working with clients meant that I was basing that emotion on feelings. Feelings of worry, feelings of stress, feelings of financial security. The next question is, what evidence do you have that contradicts this belief? Let's say one of your biggest fears, for example, is that you are just not knowledgeable enough in admin skills to be a VA. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Ask yourself, do you have evidence that contradicts this belief? For this example, you might look back at past jobs. Were you ever fired for poor performance? Or were all your bosses and managers and coworkers pretty happy with your work? And the last question is, what would you say to a friend that expressed this same thought? So if I had a friend who was starting a new business and kept thinking, I'm not going to make any money, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, we would have a different heart to heart. I wouldn't just be like, yeah, you're right, you should worry endlessly about it and lose sleep. Instead, I'd be like, okay, it's a valid fear, but let's take the steps to make sure that that doesn't happen. And that is what this course is here for, to help you take steps to make sure that your fears and doubts do not come true. And lastly, if you would like to reframe your negative thoughts into more positive affirmations, go ahead and write those down too. For example, if your biggest fear is that you don't have any administrative experience, We can challenge ourselves by finding evidence of valuable skills and frame it by embracing a learning mindset. So maybe that statement becomes, I don't have admin experience yet, but I'm a smart, fast learner. Now, this can be an uncomfortable exercise to kick the program off, but trust me, you want to be in a more empowering and positive mindset as we get progressively deeper into this program. And if you have no fears and doubts whatsoever, then I bow down to your confidence and success mindset. So this was a quick one. In Module 3, we're getting down into the nitty-gritty by talking about your services.